Thank you very much. First of all, before I will start, it's not my first time in Chicago. The last time I was here, I was at Laurie and Maurice Silverman house while they trying to help me find a special prosthetic hand that helped me with my rehabilitation. Eventually, I was figuring out that I am the only one in this room that can flip burgers without hurting himself. So I stayed with this one, but I'm still inside of this long journey of rehabilitation, and this is the spirit that you are giving us, not just as a soldiers, also as a wounded soldiers after the service. So, like I said before, good evening to you all. My name is Ziv Shilon. I am 27 years old. 2.5 years ago, I was evacuated myself something like 800 meters from the fence of Gaza Strip back to Israel, to my crew, while I'm grabbing my hands and running, bleeding back to the crew because of these spirits that you're giving us today. I would like to start with sharing with you a short story. A few days ago, a 14-year-old boy stopped me while I was walking down the streets of Tel Aviv. He came up to me and said, "Hey, I know who you are. Can I take a picture with you? I admire you." I stopped and smiled and said, "Of course, I will be glad to." We hugged and took the pictures, and then both of us continued with our day. Later on that night, I thought to myself about what happened earlier. There was something with the fire on this boy's eyes that made me understand exactly what he meant. His request was much more than just a picture. It said so much about Israel reality in a nutshell. I asked myself, where else in the world a 14-year-old boy admires a soldier that was injured in war? Elsewhere, kids admire movie stars, singers, artists, or even reality TV stars. In Israel, kids admire soldiers as well. To our joy and sorrow, every kid understands the enormous sacrifice we must carry on our shoulders in order to maintain our lives in the Middle East, to make sure that our children can go and learn in schools, that mothers can take their children to school peacefully, and that there can continue to be universities, projects, buildings, and legal system. And above all, to make sure that every Jew, anywhere in the world, will know that they have a home to come to. Anytime they feel threatened, in any way, a home that is strong, and one for which we are responsible for its continued security and success. I have been in the army for 8 years already. I am proud on every second that I have the privilege to wear these uniforms. Thank you. I am proud that I have this country, and I am proud to be a Jewish. In the beginning of my journey, after my injury, whenever I felt some sense of despair, I reminded myself of the purpose that I fought for. I reminded myself what my brother in arms have sacrificed before and after, and I felt great pride that helped me find the strength to overcome any challenge. We must always remember our roots, even those days during we could not even dream about having our own country. The days where Jews have to live in fear just because they're Jewish. We should never forget that. We must always remember that this is the rock of our existence. This is what we must give to our previous generation and to the next as well. Despite many challenges facing us, we must remember the main goal that we are continue fighting for, and acknowledging the privilege we have to defend our children in the Holy Land. United States and Israel share a common interests and destiny in dealing with countries and dark organizations that are constantly trying to hurt what we represent, how the values of democracy, human love, peace, partnership. We have stood together for years on behalf of those values, and we will continue to stand, no matter who try to stand in our way. United States as a leader of the free world, and Israel as the moral and strong light of democracy and sanity in the Middle East. In that spirit, I'm honored to not just symbolically, but actually stand here tonight alongside true American hero, a representative on not only of Americans' fight toward peace and democracy, but also of the close unity and brotherhood between our two countries. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to welcome Staff Sergeant Brian FIDF.